Hey everybody, it's Professor Malat. We're here in week 6, and I just wanted to take a couple of minutes, hopefully not a big long lecture, but take a few minutes here to go over and introduce to you our newest unit. So we are starting on a rhetorical analysis unit where your final project, final paper in this unit will be a rhetorical analysis of an advertisement. So all of these smaller assignments that we'll be doing over the next few weeks are kind of contributing to you can look at as pre-writing exercises to help get your mind ready for this rhetorical analysis paper. So this week, I've provided you with the rhetorical analysis essay handout so that you understand what we are going to be working towards. So I wanted to take a minute just to go over this so that you understand what's coming up in a couple of weeks. We have a rough draft that will be due October 19th. So that is in 2 weeks. Then we have a peer review after that and the final revision due the following Sunday. So this assignment is designed to help you develop your analytical and critical thinking skills. And we're doing that through examining advertisements using the rhetorical strategies to persuade their audience. So it's going to help you understand how writers and creators use rhetorical appeals, which you'll be learning about in one of the other lectures, as well as taking advantage of what we call the rhetorical situation. So how audience, purpose, context, and the speaker, how all of those things kind of come into play in an act of communication. These are essential skills not only for success in your college level writing, but these are skills that you'll be using in your everyday life. It will change how you view content, especially things that you see in social media or on TV. You'll start to think about things in a little different way once you begin examining why people are trying to persuade you. So some of the skills that you'll be learning here are analysis, synthesis, evaluation, and of course your writing, right? So we are keeping to the writing theme here since it is a writing class. You'll also build your knowledge of the rhetorical appeals, elements of the rhetorical situation, and how advertisements are crafted to influence consumer behavior. So one of the first things you're going to be doing to prepare for this assignment is choosing an advertisement. That could be a commercial. YouTube is a really great place for finding commercials. They could be old commercials, new commercials, it's up to you. Or it could be some kind of print advertising that interests you. The thing that you need to be careful of, and this is where commercials tend to have an advantage for this assignment over a print advertisement, you need to make sure that it has enough content to analyze in depth for 800 to 1,000 words. And then for this essay, you'll analyze the advertisement. We'll talk more about this in a few weeks. Think about who the target audience is, why the advertisement exists, what kind of context surrounds the advertisement, cultural, social, economic, maybe even historic, and what visual and textual elements contribute to the advertisement's persuasive power. So I want to jump back to our page here for week 6, and we will take a look at this week's assignment, which is simply to select your commercial. This is due October 5th, and this is considered a pre-writing assignment. So I want you to think about an ad, or maybe, a couple of different ads, and then you can focus in a little bit more. Something that you're considering for this rhetorical analysis essay that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So things that you want to include in your post is the name of the commercial or the product. Be as specific as you can. What's the name of the commercial, right? If you're looking on YouTube, there's usually a title or the product that's being advertised. So if you're not sure what the name of the advertisement is, you could say, Taylor Swift's print ad for CoverGirl Nature Luxe makeup, right? that way I understand what you're looking at. And then if you can provide a link, if it's a video ad, copy the link. If it's a print ad, maybe you could screenshot the image or have a link to a page where that image is. Whatever is best for you will work for me, but as long as I can have that context, right? I can view it, I can see it, and understand what you're going for, make sure that the ad itself does have enough content that you would be able to write about it. Think about your reason for choosing the ad. Why did it catch your eye? It might be something funny or interesting, or maybe it features a spokesperson that you like, or maybe somebody that you don't like, right? Share your thoughts. And then think about the primary rhetorical strategy. So I have included a lecture on what rhetoric is, as well as the rhetorical strategies. So I want you to start thinking about what you think the main rhetorical strategy that's being used in the ad. That is, how is the advertiser trying to persuade the audience or convince the audience that this is the product for them? Do they use ethos, pathos, logos, or something else, right? And maybe it's a combination of a few of those things. You know, if it's a celebrity that is doing a funny ad, then, you know, you have ethos and pathos. Or, you know, maybe it is a well-known spokesperson and they're using data and statistics to promote the product. That could be ethos and logos, right? Or you could see all three together. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Again, it is due October 5th. You could submit it as a text entry box or a file upload. So that is this week's assignment. Again, we have several resources that will help you to understand a little bit more about analysis in general, as well as rhetorical analysis. So these two readings are very good. I suggest that you take a look at them. I also, last semester, I attended a workshop at UC Claremont about how we can use AI to help in our classes. And so one of my projects was to learn more about Google Notebook LM. And I've been using some of that and inputting resources, and it has generated a podcast based on a script that I originally used for a video that I recorded, this video below, I guess, as well as the readings from this week. So take a listen to it. I think it's fascinating that AI actually generated this podcast, that it sounds like a real podcast, but that it's also quality information. So there isn't anything that's really out there and completely wrong. Because I have had some control over the content of the information going into it. So this is a good listen. It will help you to understand a little bit more about rhetorical analysis. And if you think this is something cool, something that I could continue doing, please let me know, either in, I say I have feedback on an open discussion board. So maybe I should actually open the discussion board and provide the link for you. If you are scared of AI stuff and you want to have nothing to do with it, you can, of course, just take a look at the lecture. There is also this website that has 12 examples of rhetorical appeals. There are several example videos. You can watch all of them if you want to, or at least 3 of them to understand context. And if there is one of them that you think is really cool that you would like to use for your deeper rhetorical analysis, you're more than welcome to use one of those. So yeah, I think that is it for this week 6 overview and introduction to the rhetorical analysis unit. So if you have any questions for me, you know how to get in touch with me. I'd be happy to answer your questions and help you along. And if you just want to check in with me beforehand, if you're not sure if your advertisement is worth dwelling on in an essay, you can pass it by me, but that's really the intention for select your commercial assignment. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.